Good morning and welcome to the fifth quarter Northern Arizona Style. My name is Danny Neal and I am one of your hosts for the day. And just up early this Friday morning and just want to introduce my guy, my co-host, my friend, my two-time supervisor. He's my supervisor at Flag High. He's my supervisor at the rec center. He's my best friend. He gets on my nerves, but he's a guy that everybody in Northern Arizona knows simply as Coach. Good morning, Coach Johnson. How you doing, man?
Coach, I am doing great. How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. Had some turkey yesterday. Actually, I didn't have turkey yesterday. We had some Cornish hens and dressing, and oh man, as long as I got my sweet potato yams, I was good.
You was good to go, huh?
I was good, man. I promise I was.
Well, that's good, man. Look, it's been literally like a month of Sundays since we both been on the show together. You know what I
I know,
mean?
man. I
So
know.
so we appreciate what Russell did, but it's good to be back just to see you up here doing your thing. And I know you got to give some credit to the cooks because I know you didn't help in the kitchen. So
I went to the store and bought whatever they forgot. That was my job.
hey, long as you do your job, you own it and you do it well. That's what we talking about.
Hey man, I am doing my job well. But hey, as we move forward, man, we want to make sure that everybody know we have this new thing going on right now on YouTube chat. So if anybody has any comments, questions, concerns, you want to ask our guests any questions, please just go into YouTube chat, type it in, we'll see it, and we'll get your comments, questions, whatever out there. So it's something new we're trying today. We're trying to move forward, and I guess these young guys showing me what to do, and yeah. So hopefully I don't mess things up too much. So also, Coach, we also want people to know that if you like what we're doing, subscribe, hit that like button, and just let us know how we're doing because I know we're having fun. We want to make sure that everybody else out there is having fun with us. So let us know. So how was that, Coach? Did I get it right?
Man, that was good, man. It's like you've been in the mirror practicing, you know what I mean? So I'm very impressed. And,
Well,
you know, while I was away, I had a chance to just kind of watch the show and, like you say, just be a fan of the show and see how it all comes in. And I mean, it's pretty cool to get up and to be able to, just chop it up with the coaches and former athletes and everything that we're doing. And last week, we had Coach Schrader on the show, and I definitely appreciate all the kind words that she said about me. And just really hats off to her and what she's doing with the girls basketball program over at Coconino, and just excited to see them get started and get a push. But there was one thing, Coach.
Oh Lord! Oh my God!
I'm just
Here we
saying
go.
one thing.
Okay,
One
what?
thing during the interview
Yes,
that
sir.
if I was on,
Uh-huh.
I would have definitely called it out. And so let's see if we can go to tape real quick. Can we go to tape so I can show him? Listen.
Wait, man, what you done? How you just set this? Okay, okay,
Listen,
okay, okay.
listen.
Hey, that's good stuff, Savannah. I want to wish you good luck. Hey, that's good
We
stuff,
might not have the
Savannah. I
audio,
want to wish you good
but
luck.
this moment that you see on the screen right
That's
now,
good stuff, Savannah. I want to
tell
wish
me
you good
who's
luck.
on the screen. Who is our guest?
Hey, that's good stuff, Savannah.
So
I
why
want to
did you
wish you
say
good
thank
luck.
you, Savannah?
No, I Hey, didn't. That's good stuff, Savannah.
Yes, you
I
did.
want to wish you good luck.
Yes, you did.
Hey, that's good stuff,
And
Savannah.
if you can't do
good...
no better than what you're doing, man, we gonna have a talk. I don't know if it's that Prevagen and senior moments or what, but you don't be calling our guests another name.
Hey man, Cassie understood. Cassie understood. All right.
I
Cassie
was
been
part of
around
the
me.
audience and I didn't understand that mistake. I did not.
Well, now, if that happens, someone can correct me live, on air, so that we know. And I'm not above being corrected because I do make mistakes sometimes, right?
A lot of
So
times.
I appreciate you pointing that out, and for everybody to know, if it wasn't that, he was gonna find something to point out. So he gonna find something to point out all the time. But Coach, uh, okay, man, how was your week as far as basketball go?
It was all right. Just we had one game this week. We started off the season with an L, so so we didn't necessarily take a loss. We took a learning lesson. So we started off with an L. We went down to Seton. That was last week, and they beat us by 12 at their place. And then we had Arizona College Prep up this way, and so Again, they exposed some of the things that we obviously need to work on, and we had a better second half than what we had in the first half. And so, we learned along the way and figuring out our identity and seeing what type of team we're going to be. So it was good. And then, we took some of our frustration out on our freshman and JV teams in practice.
Yes, you did.
No, the week
Yes,
was
you
good,
did.
man. Week was good. I mean, the
Right.
program did well, so it was good.
Hey, yeah, man.
You guys had your first game.
Yeah, we did
What were
well. We
your
did
thoughts?
well. Hey, we did well for the first game. I actually thought we played better than I thought we would play. So I was impressed with the way the girls played, their attitude, the way they stayed positive all the time, and so as long as they compete, we're happy.
Yep, yep,
We're happy. So on the freshman JV levels, everybody won. So it was a good night for Flag High School Lady Youth basketball.
yep, yep.
And we just want to keep supporting everybody. And I was talking to one of the parents of the NPA girls last night, Richard Schultz and his daughter Gracie, and they're looking forward to a great season this year, and hope to see them at the Pepsi. And man, we just got a bunch of young ladies that's out there working hard, playing hard, and just proud of them. So
Coach,
we're good. Yes,
that man's name is not Richard.
I said Randy Schultz.
You said Richard Schultz.
You just looking for something to start your politics meeting up, man. That's all you do. Is this morning you just, hey, I know our guest is not on, but he's listening at me. So I just want to let you know something about this man, coach. This was the little kid that everybody in school was doing good in class. The minute he came in the classroom, problems started. That's this guy. And he's a grown man still doing the same thing. So that's all that is. But coach, we got to get to our guest because we got a really, really special guest today. But one thing I want to put out there that I should have put out there a long time ago, we had talked early last summer about doing an alumni game. We were really excited about the alumni game, ready to put the alumni game on and we started just at Flag High School. So I just want to let everybody know that's still on the docket, but we just had so much support. We had Coconino called, hey, how come we ain't in the alumni game? Artist Walker, who used to play that, he was hitting me up hard. You had Ryan Forsman from Sonawa. Hey, man, how come we can't put not All Star, but alumni game? I know you was waiting to hit me up on that. I beat you to it. But anyway, the alumni game, we had so many people calling, I want to play, I want to play, I want to. So it just got so big till we weren't expecting that. So just to put it out there, everybody, we still planning on doing some sorts of alumni games, making it an annual thing. Just strategically, we just got to get all that straight so that we can take care of everybody who's interested in playing and figure out how we want to do this. So it's still on the docket. Want to let everybody know about that.
Well, that's good. And how much work have you done on that?
Nothing yet, man. We'll be doing something on it soon. I'm
Hey,
working on it,
man.
man.
Hey,
Hey,
man.
look. Okay, wait now. See, because I'm not even talking to you no more this race. We're gonna just talk to the guests.
That's what I'm saying. I ain't fooling with you no more this morning.
Uh, but our guest today is a first year coach here at Flagstaff, a young man who I've just seen around town, seen him coaching. Every time I see him, he speaks to me. I haven't really got a chance to see him coach yet, but I know he's one of the nicest coaches I ever met. I'm sure my little cousin Ivory Washington's not saying that right now, but but I'm just excited to have him on the show. So I'm gonna let you bring him out because you know how to do it, man.
Well, I just think you hit the nail on the head. You know what I mean? He's a young up and coming coach. A lot of energy, lots of just good things that I've heard about him.
Right.
And speaking
Right.
with the former coach, it was his time. Moran really spoke highly and said that he ready and talked about how the kids themselves respected him and what he's doing. And so, it's awesome to have him on, and we're looking forward to him really starting off his tenure here in Flagstaff. So with no further ado, let's bring on Coach Cooper Elliott. What's up, Coach?
What's
How
up,
you guys
Coach?
doing? Thanks for the
We
kind words, guys. I really appreciate it.
Hey, man, it's the truth. I haven't heard anything but good things about you. My son Andre even talks about, and he can play.
Hey, it's fun to hoop with Andre, that's for sure. It's fun to hoop with him.
Yeah, so he was like, and then when he found out he used the coach, he got excited, so it's just nice having you, man. Welcome.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Coach Elliott, why don't you get into it a little bit? Just give us a brief summary, a little bit about your background, and then how you ended up where you're at.
Oh man, that's a long story. I never thought I'd be in Arizona living here. Actually, I played baseball at Washington State University for the Cougars, and it's a big week for us. We got Husky Hate Week going on tomorrow. I hope we can get that W. But started off growing up in Washington State at a very small town, about 300 in our school, and was able to make a D1 program in baseball, and went there and met my wife. And after we had both finished our playing careers, and her in volleyball and myself in baseball, we decided to go down to UCLA, where she worked in the athletic program there, and wasn't the right spot for us at the time, and found our way to Flagstaff, Arizona, and now we're here. So it's really cool. We love Flagstaff a lot, and we're looking to stay here for a long time if we can.
Man, that's awesome. I know, the community has welcomed you, and I think you found your niche in terms of your coaching gig, your first coaching gig. And so, you were helping out, you were assisting and everything. And now that you've taken over the helms, what are you most looking forward to this year?
In a lot of these cases, my dad's going through it right now. He's a football coach up in Quincy, Washington. He's taken over a program that it needs a lot of maintenance, a lot of work to get going on the right path. And I consider myself super lucky to be able to take over a program where Coach Moran did a fantastic job, had a tons of success, and the culture is already there. And my goal is to not only maintain that culture and that success, but also grow it as much as I possibly can. So I'm trying not to run before I can walk, but as Coach Neal was saying, hey, Ivory Washington, we got some guys that can really play and fill up the cup, So we're really looking forward to it, and I really want these seniors to cap off their senior year the right way.
Absolutely. So your debut is coming up next week on the 28th. You guys host Greenway. What's your style? What type of coach are you? Are you like more of a X's and O's? Are you a player's coach? Are you all of it combined?
I think that's a great question. I'm trying to be whatever the kids need me to be. Try to be flexible as much as possible, and obviously put the foot down when you need to, but also understand and be empathetic as much as I possibly can. And especially with some of the high school years that these kids have had, they being able to listen and to understand what they're going through is a big deal to me. And I'm noticing that the camaraderie is even greater between our team because of the adversity that we this year than Coach Moran. At least on the offensive side of the ball, we're not going to go too deep or too down low. We're going to go more of a 4-out, 1-in offense, and really lean on our posts to get some things going and start our offense. But we have so many athletes right now. I don't want to get in the way of that and be able to take away Ivory or Coulter or Memphis James driving ability to the cup. So a lot of run and gun. Coach Moran was great at the Carolina break offense and getting out and running, and I think that's a great thing, especially with the after what Coach Moran did. With how much success he had there, and the kids know it, they understand it, and they love getting after it. So from that point of view, we're just going to keep playing the same defense that we've always played.
So are you an offensive coach or a defensive coach? We come in, I tell Coach, man, we got to play defense. We got to win a championship. Coach like, man, we just got to outscore people. So where are you at?
That's a great question. And when we play Peoria, they just put 100 up on a team, so during those games, it might be who can put the ball in the hole the most, but we're going to lean back, and we're going to really put a lot of emphasis on the defensive end. Our goal this year that was designated by our seniors was we want to have a points per game under 50. And last year we were at 56. And if we can do that, I think that we can be pretty successful. So it starts in the defensive end, and I think that with the guys that we have, we'll fill up the cup if we play defense. So to answer your question, probably defensive end.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And I think you find out just being here 7,000 feet, that's the only way to play. Get up and down the floor. I don't care if it's a team of 7-footers. Get up and down the floor.
Absolutely, yep.
That's good. So, but so how did you transition from baseball to basketball? Since that was baseball, how did that happen?
You know, that's a good question. My
We're
dad kind
doing
of,
good.
yeah, you're really doing a great job. My dad, you know, he always kind of pushed baseball. You know, there's more spots in a baseball field than a basketball court, and he actually made me switch. And I think there was some time in my childhood where I was hitting right-handed, but he made me go left-handed because it's a better opportunity later on in the game of baseball. And I appreciate it because of adversity and success. I think it really speaks to men and to show them what hard work gets them if they put in the time and the effort.
I agree, and but I'll say it before Coach said because I know. Well, I mean, first it's ironic that you played baseball, your dad coaches football, and you're coaching basketball. So very well-rounded family there. So, and what's also ironic is my dad switched me from right hand to left hand.
You know that.
Thinking I was going to be a major league pitcher.
Okay.
Obviously, Coach Johns will be the first to tell you that didn't happen. He's just waiting to say that.
No, I'm just saying, Coach, it didn't quite work out as good as it worked out for you. That we're just gonna leave it at that.
Gotcha. And you know, it is funny because when I was going through my high school career as a basketball player, I'm 6'4". I was thinking I was 170 pounds in high school. My dad was the wrestling coach actually at my high school, and so the paper was like, "What is going on?" You know, like, why aren't you wrestling for your dad and all this stuff? And my poor dad, he had 3 boys and none of them wrestled. You
Oh
know,
wow!
so they all
All of
played
them pretty big
basketball.
boys too, huh?
Yeah, my brother, I think 6 foot and then 6'3". So yeah.
That is funny. That
Y'all
is
probably
something
had
else.
plenty of wrestling matches at the house, so y'all didn't need to necessarily go out there and do it in high school.
Oh, we saw the moves that he was teaching in practice. That was for sure.
Yeah, yeah. So, Coach, you mentioned Moran, and around here, Moran's like a staple. He's a legendary coach. He's
Because people have asked me like, how as I would like to be the next Moran, I have to be the next Coach Elliott. You know, I have to be myself and be aligned to what I believe in as well. So moving forward with all the decisions that I make or try to make, and obviously for the success of the team, I'm just trying to ensure that I'm going in the right direction. I'm not making decisions based on other people's thoughts, concerns, feelings, but going off of what I believe is right.
nice. Yeah, I think it's important that, coach, you have to have your principles, you have to have your foundation that you can stand firmly upon, and something that's tangible to where you don't veer too far off the right or too far off the left, and people can know and understand what you're about. And so I think that's great.
Yeah. And talking about the way you want to play, the style you want to play, get them down the floor. Um, I had one question that I think you answered already, and that was how was the shot clock going to affect you this year? And I was just not.
But at least in our gym, I don't know about Flag High's gym, but we're a little bit on the back order when it comes to getting our shot clocks
Yes,
installed,
so
which is it is what it is. We got to deal with it either way, and once we get them, it'll be good. But I played with it in high school,
really.
and it was 35-second shot clock as well. And to be honest, unless there was some sort of tip ball out of bounds or some sort of weird situation. I was watching a game the other day between Seton Catholic and Bradshaw, and it seemed like they were holding the ball for 35 seconds. It seemed like an eternity, So I don't know how much it's really going to have an effect. Or, I mean, there will be some strategic changes that need to take place in certain situations. But to answer your question, absolutely, we want to get the ball before it even gets to that mark. So if we're doing that, then it shouldn't really affect us much.
Right, but now you got to start thinking kind of like the college NBA, trying to
Yep.
get that 2-for-1 at the end of quarters and
Yep.
and things like that. So now it's putting a little bit more in the coach's hands.
Yeah,
And
for
it
sure.
seems like with the rules of the handshake rules, no arm bars and all this, they're making a more offensive game.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you feel about that?
We've been coaching enough in practice. With our depth, we can afford to take a foul or two, but obviously we don't want to foul. We want to play defense without fouling, And to see that that's a point of emphasis this year. And I've seen it in a couple games. I think it was the boys game at Flag High versus Seton Catholic. A couple reps gave this motion right here, like, hey, you got two hands on him. You can't do that this year. So I think it was good for our guys to see that and to be like, hey, they're locking it down this year. You got to play with your feet, you know, or you're gonna be sitting next to me, which I don't think you want. So
I think that last part was what really got him.
yeah, I think they heard that last part for sure. Yeah.
So, Coach, when you look at your region this year, who stands out? What do you see you guys? What do you kind of project you guys being? And then also, when you think about the tournament, we're going to the open format to where the top 8 will qualify. Do you think you'll going into the tournament?
Yeah, I think we got a very deep region this year. I've had a chance to play against Bradshaw all summer. Kane is the new quarterback, new coach over there. He came from Lee Williams, and he's a fantastic coach. He's got them playing hard. So I think Bradshaw is going to be very tough, and I think Prescott obviously is going to be very tough with their 2 studs that they have there. They're 2 stud sophomores, and I think we're in the mix for sure. But I'm a big believer in, hey, we can beat any team or we can lose any team. It's not the best team that wins the game. It's the team that plays the best, and we try to preach that every day and just get that effort and that I guess the idea that, you know, it doesn't really matter. You know, you could be the best kid in the region or the worst kid in the region. You know, it all depends on how you play that night and what the energy you come out with. So I think that we have a good shot at being at the top, you know, and retaining that title. But I'm a little pessimistic when it comes to that kind of stuff. I like to think that we got the target on our back, and it's going to be a really tough year. So I'm looking forward to it for sure, though.
Yeah, no, absolutely. When you had a success, you know, year in and year out, you do have to play as if you have a target on your back, and you can't take anything for granted. And so just getting the kids mentally and physically and just emotionally prepared to play huge. And then this year, if you finish in the top 8 as far as power points, you're going to go into the open division where the playoffs will start with 32 teams. If you lose in the first 2 rounds, you'll go back into your particular conference for the state playoffs. What are your thoughts on the open division tournament this year?
Hey, I love it. You know, give those teams a chance to play against anybody. Just figure out who the best team is. I love that.
Yeah.
You know, let's compete and get after it. And I think a lot of our guys are like, hey, that's a goal for us. You know, let's see if we can get after it. And we've seen some preseason rankings that have us at 8 or whatever it is. And, you know, that would put us in that category of making the open. But I don't want us to look at that and say, you know what, that's the end all be all. Let's just take it one game at a time. And if we take care of business one day at a time and win every day, then I think we'll get there. But that stuff needs to be taken care of first, obviously.
How important is it for you, Coach, especially when you're doing your drills and stuff like that, to compete and to win at practice? Do you really emphasize to your guys like, hey, you got to win in this drill, you got to win in this sprint, you know, you got to really compete and win regularly in practice for it to translate over the games?
Oh, I think it's huge. You know, at Washington State in baseball, I mean, if you didn't, you heard about it, right? And it was one of those things where it might be you're off the team. Who knows? It was pretty cutthroat. And obviously at this level, it's not as cutthroat, but I think we're not getting better every day. We're not getting 1% better every rep if we're not going through at game speed. And thankfully, we have a lot of guys who buy in to the process and buy into what we're selling. And I think that credit goes a lot to Moran, because he every day, you know, the kids that came out, they worked hard. They understand that to have success, you got to do this certain stuff. So to compete in drills, you know, that's my favorite thing. I mean, you can't. I mean, going back to the wrestling background that I have, you know, if you want to wrestle in the duel, right, against other teams, there's no, hey, well, you're kind of good, right? It is, okay, let's get on the mat. Let's see who's going to win right here. Let's get after it. So I really do appreciate that background that my dad instilled in me and my family had, because my grandpa's a National Hall of Fame wrestling coach as well. So I kind of left that out. But
Hey,
that's
all
also
right.
one of those things.
Yeah.
Give
So
it
you
all
kinda have
to us.
be
Don't
tough.
leave it out.
So I'm really proud of that. Even though I didn't wrestle, you know, growing up, it was like, hey, you don't lose, right? Like you got to compete every day. So I'm trying to get that mentality of our players. I know a lot of guys already think that way, but sometimes during the grind of practice, you know, of having 2 weeks before your first game and playing against the same guys every single day, it might become lost upon some of them. So maintaining that and having great leaders to back it up and to show what the effort looks like, it's fantastic. And I would like to say that Ivory Washington and Memphis James and even Gus Fox this year and Coulter Carden are all just locked in, and that's
Right.
big for our team, having those senior
Right.
leaders to do that.
Again, those are some good ones too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Coach Moran left me some players, so I'm
Right.
very grateful for that, for sure.
And while you mentioned them, and it may be something Coach was going to ask too, we want to know about your players and your expectations from them this year, and just how do you see, especially this class of seniors that you have, what do you want for them for this season?
I want the world. I mean, to be honest, I want everything for them. And the goal, and I kind of set the bar kind of low when we had our goal meeting. It was more of, let's make a Final Four, like we did 2 years ago, or along those lines. And they're like, Coach, I think we can do more than that. That came from them. And so for them to be that hungry and for them to voice that is really positive for me. And Ivory Washington, as you guys know, he can light it up. He can shoot it. He's dunking with ease now off 2 feet, only 6 feet tall. He's one of those slashers that can get to the basket, and he's one of those lead by example guys. Not the most talkative guy in the world, but to have him on your squad, it makes the X's and O's pretty easy when you got a guy that you can go to like that. So that's pretty nice. And then Memphis James, he came to us from Prescott, I think his sophomore year. And, I think if you would have played on any other team last year, he probably would have gotten 10 times the minutes. But we were so deep last year and at his position, particularly, that whenever he came in, he had a great attitude and he contributed. But this year, we're going to really look to him to shoot the rock a little bit. And to be honest, we have a gun in our gym, like the gun that helps get shots up. And I'm telling you what, I get texts all the time. Hey, Coach, can you come in early so I can get the gun, and get going? And he's pulling other guys in with him. And to be honest, I try not to be a guy who says no to a kid like that. Like, hey, if I'm free, we'll get in there. Hey, I'm not going to say no to you because you're just trying to work on your game and get to as good as you can possibly get. So to have those two to lead our team is fantastic. Coulter Carden, again, another kid that didn't get a whole lot of minutes last year. He is an unbelievable defender. I had to have a conversation with him the other day because I'd like to think that I'm a decent basketball player myself, or at least at one point in my life. And sometimes when we play one-on-one against each other, I'm like, oh man, Coulter's guarding, because he is just like that pest that you're just like, man, he is everywhere and nowhere at the same time. He is all over me and without fouling. He's got great athleticism, which is fantastic. And then our point guard this year is going to be Gus Fox. And again, another kid who was really stepped up over the summertime and really taken on that role of being the quarterback of the offense. Really worked on his shot with Memphis on the gun in our gym this year. And the only time I really get upset with him is when he's not confident with himself. And because as you guys know, point guard's got to be pushes the pace or whatever it is. And when he does that, he's fantastic. And he'd be the first to tell you this, but sometimes he kind of gets a little shell shocked. And that's the only time I'm like, that's the only time I'm taking you out, dude. It's like, if you're not confident, you can't, hey, you got to be confident in yourself because I'm confident in you. Your teammates are confident in you. So I expect a great year from him. Super coachable and really spent a lot of time in the offseason doing what he has to do to get himself where he needs to be this year.
That's what's up.
Well, it's nice to know that you don't have to rebuild. All you have to do is reload every time.
Our lower programs too are fantastic. We have a great coaching staff, and Josh Ingram, he was a player at Coconino. He's alumni from Coconino. He's our freshman coach, and I'm telling you what, we have some freshmen that can some really play. So I've heard a saying before that your program is only as good as your lower levels, and I truly believe that. And right now, we got coaches in place and players really working hard to set themselves up for success, not only this year but moving forward. So I'm really excited about that too.
Right, and Josh is
Elliott,
a young man.
Coach Elliott. I can appreciate that, but now you don't put that on camera. He gonna have sound bites to go back to and all that type of stuff.
Hey, that's my bad.
Hey man, Ask him how successful that varsity program is. He's got a very, very successful varsity program.
Hey, I seen it. I know it's successful. I see it.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. But no, it's it's nice to have these all Flagstaff kids. We got to celebrate all of them. It's just a good group of basketball players in the city right now on the boys and girls level. And
Absolutely.
so you'll be seeing us at your games, supporting you, not as some parents say, "Oh, why you scouting?" No, we're not scouting. We're supporting.
Yeah.
And I promise you there, man, and just supporting you. And just looking, I was doing a little history on you right quick, and I noticed that you're also a social studies teacher.
I am, yes.
So you actually teach at Coconino.
I do, yeah, and I think it's huge to be able to be in the building and to be with the kids and to see them in the hallway, kind of keep them in check sometimes if I need to. And but I teach government and economics, regular and AP at Coconino High School, and to be honest, I tell people all the time, but I'm very grateful to be in the position that I'm at. I think our admin Eric Fries is our AD, and Stacy Sanzuki and Tad
Right.
Reagan and Les Hauer, all those great people are leading that school. And to be honest, I don't think we're going to be as successful if we didn't have that admin in place with our program. They do everything for the kids. They support them, but they're also there to keep them in check as well, to help me out as much as they can as well. So I can't say enough nice things about them. And that goes for both Flagstaff schools. I did my student teaching over at Flag High as well, and Janine Brandle's fantastic. And so I think we have great people in this town, and
Right.
and it makes me feel very good moving forward about not only the future of basketball, but the future of just our student athletes. So I'm very grateful for that.
Right. And we're both at the rec center. Coach is the director there. So we see a lot of your players coming over here from time to time. And
Yeah.
I will say they conduct themselves like you would want them to. They
Well, you let me
represent
know if they're
Coconino.
not.
They represent Coconino High School very, very well. Oh, Big Orion and all the
Oh yeah,
guys. And
for
so
sure.
yeah, man, you've got a good off the court and on the court. You have a special group of young men.
Well, I
So
appreciate that. And I
right,
tell all the teachers too. I'm like, hey, if they're acting up, you let me know. Be the first one.
right.
We'll take care of it, because I mean, these kids know how to act. They just sometimes will get a little foolish. I don't know what it is, but we'll take care of
Hey,
it.
they're kids, man. They're
Hey,
kids.
they're kids, yeah, for
Right.
sure.
So, but we got this thing that we do. But before we do that, Coach Johnson played D1 basketball. You played D1 baseball.
Yes.
I want to see if a D1 baseball player can dunk on a D1 basketball player.
I don't know. I got respect for Coach Tyrone. It's I don't want to go up against that. I'm getting kind of old here. My knees are hurting.
Look over there to your left or your
It hurt.
right, wherever you is.
Hey, he just trying to set me up on some stuff, man. I ain't gonna go out there with you, coach. Look.
He'll foul you.
That's like me trying to hit a baseball off you or something. It's just some things just ain't happening. So
Yeah, I agree with you 100%.
Well, look, Coach, it's about that time in the show. Every time we end the show with a little words of wisdom from our guests, but I don't know what the question is going to be, so it's time now for our Coach Johnson's Golden Nugget question of the day.
oh man, and we gonna have eventually something he can buzz in and play some actual music. But Coach, speaking of you're playing at a high level, your wife playing at a high level. You obviously have some ingredients in terms of what it takes to transition from high school to college. What is something that, one thing that you would tell somebody aspiring to get to the college level right here from Flagstaff? What's one thing that you would tell them that they need to be consistently focused upon?
And that is one of the best questions I've ever heard, because a lot of student athletes, especially, I mean, from everywhere I've been in 3 different states, they say, oh, I want to go D1. I want to do this. I want to do that. You got to fall in love with the process. And there's going to be days where you hate the sport that you're playing, but it's going to be the love of competition. It's going to be the love of your teammates. It's going to be the love of competing that's going to get you through. And so if you don't embrace the grind, I hate using that word, the grind, but if you don't embrace that, then it's going to be a long journey for you. But it's going to be long regardless. But it really separates a lot of athletes, in my opinion, the ability to know that you have got to put the work in. It is the next level, whatever level you go to. And there's going to be some hard days, and you're going to face a lot of adversity. And so make sure that those kids know that, and that it's okay. It's not for everybody, but if you can do it, good for you. You know, it's a big deal. And for any student athlete to go to any level, it's a big jump. And so it's going to take a lot of work, as coach, and just embrace it, because you'll look back and say, wow, that was really hard. That was really cool.
You're right.
Absolutely. The process, definitely embrace that process, and, put that work in and see where it leads you,
Absolutely.
ball to the wheels fall off. Well, Coach, man, we definitely appreciate your time this morning.
Yeah,
Look,
man.
you
This
got
was
up
fun.
early after Thanksgiving and everything, you know what I mean, to join us. And so we definitely appreciate you, and we want to wish you the best of luck this year, and just know we'll be out to support.
Hey, thank you guys. I have a lot of respect for both of you. You guys do so much for the student athletes here in Flagstaff, and I want to say thank you for that, but also to have me on. It's an honor to be on the show with you guys.
Well, man, we appreciate that. And it's been fun. And that's what we want to do is this is the way every time we see you, we just want to chop it up like this, No
Absolutely.
cameras on, nothing. It's just the way we is. And,
Yeah.
we just happy to have you here, man. And, just good luck to you. Good luck to you
Thank you.
and your team. And thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank you. Good luck to you all as well.
All right.
I
Appreciate it, Coach.
Coach.
We'll be seeing you,
Thanks.
man.
See
All
ya.
right. Later. So, Coach, hey, man, that was a good show. That's why we do this, man. I'm serious. This was nice, and I haven't had a chance to do it. Sit down and talk to Coach Elliott like this before. So, oh man, this was a good morning. This was a really
It
good
was.
morning.
It's definitely a good morning, and just really excited to see his stamp and see his style of play, and just really see what he brings and what he gets out of these athletes. And so just really looking forward to seeing it all in action.
Right. So it's good stuff, man. And now, what you got planned for the rest of the day, man?
Man, I am late to practice. We practicing right now. Not a game.
Oh.
Look, we practice. Some people win by a whole lot and feel they can take 2 or 3 days off. Some people got to get in the gym and practice. So
you know, we talk about the freshmen, man. We'll be in there at 8:00 tomorrow morning.
I'll be in there at 8:00 tomorrow morning too, but some of us got to get extra days in. So that's what I'm gonna do, Coach. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go up here and join the practice, and then after practice, probably go, just go through some stores, see what type of Black Friday sales they done had. I didn't get up early, but that's it. What about yourself?
Hey, that's it, man. I'm gonna get up and get in here. I'm gonna have me some Thanksgiving dinner for breakfast. I love Thanksgiving. I'm gonna have me some dressing. I'm gonna have me some sweet potato yams. I'm gonna take my pills.
Well, you be sure to do that.
and I'm gonna be ready to go, man. So hey, y'all, enjoy your day, man.
That's what's up, man. You enjoy your day too. I don't know what everybody out there is doing, but y'all enjoy y'all day, this whole long weekend. But I do know one thing, y'all ain't got to go home,
but you gotta leave here. See ya.